Hello students, in this class we will see the next part, that is gravitational potential energy. Okay, we have already discussed about the gravitational potential and I hope you all can remember the formula of gravitational potential is, it is denoted by Vp, right? Okay, equal to minus Gm by R. Okay, here suppose we are discussing about earth. Okay, then we will take this point R greater than capital R, that is the radius of earth, and m is what? That is the mass of earth. Okay, if you are talking about any planet, then capital M, mass of the planet, small r is the greater than the radius of that planet. Okay, so I am discussing this point, gravitational potential energy, with one simple example or with one simple numerical related to potential first. Okay, so suppose earth, this is our earth. Okay, earth, and this is our moon. Okay, I am taking these two earth and moon as a complete sphere of uniform density, and mass of the moon I am taking capital M, small m, and mass of the earth is capital M, earth. Okay, distance between their center of mass. Okay, here I had already told in the Newton's gravitational law that this distance is always the distance between their center of mass, and it is suppose small r. Okay, clear? You are asked to find the potential at the midpoint, exactly at the midpoint of this distance. Okay, suppose this point is P. Clear? So we have to find the total potential at this point P. Okay, so I told that this potential is a scalar quantity. Okay, and whenever we want to find the potential at any point due to a number of masses, then we have to add all the potentials due to individual masses. Okay, so there are two masses, one is mass of earth, another is mass of moon, and this point P is at a distance what? At a distance r by 2 from the center of mass of earth, and at a distance also r by 2 from the center of mass of moon. Okay, so what will be the total potential at point P? So Vp, total potential will be what? Potential due to earth plus potential due to moon, right? So potential due to earth will be that formula minus Gm by R. R is the distance of this point P. So here minus G, mass of earth, by this distance. Okay, this distance from the center of mass of earth to required point. So this distance is r by 2, right? And minus G m n by this mm means mass of moon, r by 2 again at the same distance. Okay, so here if you calculate, this r by 2 will be 2 by r. Okay, so I am taking minus 2g by r common. Okay, r by 2 will be 2 by r, 2 will go up, r will be in the denominator. So here 2g by r is common, minus 2g by r is common, m r plus m moon. Okay, this is the total potential at the midpoint. Okay, if you are asked not at the midpoint, suppose you are asked at this point, okay, suppose you are asked at this point is suppose at a distance from the center of mass of earth is r by 3, and this distance is suppose 2r by 3. Okay, one distance will be given, another distance you can automatically find by subtracting r by 3 from the total distance. Okay, so then in place of r by 2 due to earth you will write r by 3, and here you will write 2r by 3. Okay, and then add. Okay, you will get the answer. Okay, so in this way, that means potential, when you will be asked to find the potential due to a number of masses, then you will find the potential at that point due to individual masses and add them. Clear? Now I am going to the gravitational potential energy. So now come to gravitational potential energy. First of all, what is its definition? So in potential, I defined that potential at any point in the gravitational field of any object is defined as the amount of work done to bring unit mass from infinity or from the position of zero potential, okay, to a particular point or required point. So here potential energy means we will not talk about unit mass. Here we will tell about any amount of mass. It may be unit mass, okay, then potential energy and potential will be equal, okay, otherwise they will be a little bit different. So gravitational potential energy of a body at a particular position in the gravitational field is the work done to bring that body from infinity, or we can tell from the position of zero potential to the given point, okay. So to do this process, the amount of work done is the potential energy of that body, okay. So here again it is work done, okay, but here I am not telling about the unit mass. So suppose here this is suppose any object or any planet, okay, and here we will bring always the second object to a position at a distance r from its center of mass, where small r is greater than the radius of that planet, okay. Suppose at this point we want to bring that object. Suppose this is the object, okay, this is the object small m. It is at a distance r. We are bringing that object from infinity, okay, we are bringing that object from infinity, okay. So initially the object is at infinity, means initially the object is at zero potential region, okay, that means there is no gravitational attraction on this object, okay. Then you will get zero potential energy of this object, okay. So initially at infinity potential energy of mass m is 0, because there is no gravitational attraction on this body due to mass capital M, okay. Now when that body is coming from infinity due to some force, okay, here we are talking about only the gravitational attraction force. So when the body is coming due to that force, okay, then the force will do some work to bring that object to some required point, okay. So here we will find that amount of work done by that force, that gravitational force, okay. So we will derive the potential energy in the same way like we had derived the potential, okay, at any particular point. So potential energy will be the work done, okay. So we will start the derivation from this point. dw equal to f dot dx, okay, f dot dx. Here f will be minus g mm by, suppose initially at any point I am taking, that is x square, okay. I am not showing all the things I had already shown in potential derivation. So this will be I cap dot minus dx I cap, because both are in this direction, force is in this direction, dx is also in this direction, okay. So in this direction means we are taking it I cap along x axis, so minus I cap. So you will get minus gmm by x square dx. So total work done will be W, that work done will be integration gmm by x square dx. Lower limit will be the initial position infinity and upper limit will be the final position r. Okay, so in this way you will get minus gmm by r. Okay, I am not showing all the calculation. If you cannot understand here, go to the previous lecture gravitational potential. There you will understand how we did the integration. Okay, so this is the work done to bring that object from infinity. This work done is done by which force? By the gravitational force. Okay, we are not doing any work here. The gravitational force, which is the attractive force, that force is doing the work minus gmm by r, and that amount of work will be stored in that body as its potential energy. So potential energy will be U, it is denoted by U, equal to minus gmm by r. Okay, here we will take r is greater than the radius of that planet. Okay, so this is basically the derivation. Okay, now come to its negative sign. What is the significance of negative sign? And very important point, look that this potential energy at any point is depending only this distance r. Okay, only the straight line distance r. Okay, we don't know whether the object, this mass small n has come to this point along a straight line or along a curved line. Okay, this curved line or like this, we don't know this. Okay, here from this formula we are seeing that it is only depending on the straight line distance, center to center distance. That means the final position, right? That means the position of the object from the center of mass. That means we can tell that potential energy of any object in the gravitational field depends only the position, right? Only the position of that point. Okay, here this is the position. How will you define the position? At a distance r from the center of mass of that planet. So it is depending only on the position. It is not depending on the path along which it came to this point. We do not know about the path from this derivation, from this formula. We do not know about the path. We only know about its position, final position, where it is come. So here, very important point, that gravitational potential energy depends only on the final position. Okay, gravitational potential energy depends only on the initial and final positions, right? Gravitational potential energy is depending only on the initial and final position. Initial was infinity and final is r. It is not depending on path. It is independent of the path. It is independent of the path followed by the mass small m, right? For this reason, one very important point I told in the characteristic of gravitational force, that is conservative force. So for this reason it is called conservative force. Conservative force. Okay, for this reason, because it does not depend on the path, it only depends on the initial and final position. If the initial and final positions are same, then its potential energy or the work done will always remain same, whether it follows different paths. Okay, so for this reason it is called, the gravitational force is called conservative force. Now come to the significance of negative sign. Okay, so I am erasing this thing. So this is the gravitational potential energy. The negative sign negative sign signifies that the object of mass m is moving under the gravitational attractive force. Here the main point is attractive force. Whenever an object moves under the attractive force, okay, then you will get potential energy negative. Okay, so here the main point is attractive force. That same concept we will use in class 12 in the first chapter, electrostatics. Okay, so keep in mind this concept. Clear? So negative sign signifies that the mass n is moving under the gravitational attractive force. Main point is the attractive force. Okay, clear? So when this value r decreases, that means it is coming towards the planet of mass capital M, then r decreases means this value will increase. Okay, so more negative, it is becoming more negative. Okay, more negative means it is becoming less, so the potential energy is becoming less. Okay, so and when r increases, then this value will be smaller and it will be less negative. And if it increases, if r increases so high that suppose r becomes infinity, very very large, then potential energy will be 0. That is the maximum value of the potential energy of an object. Okay, and when it comes nearer to that planet, then its potential energy go on decreasing. Okay, now another point is, suppose this is a planet, okay, of mass capital M, and here I am not talking about the potential energy, I am talking about now work done to take that object from this point to this point. Okay, this distance we know, suppose r1, this distance also we know, suppose r2. Okay, this is suppose P point, this is Q point. We want to take that object from P to Q. Okay, here again I am telling that it is a conservative force field, so the work done to bring that object from P to Q is independent of the path. It only depends on the position. So here work done will be W. We can derive it. Okay, I am writing the first formula, but I am not deriving the all. So here work done will be integration f dx, initial position r1, final position r2. Okay, in this way you can derive using that formula gmm by x square dx r1 to r2. Okay, you can derive. Okay, but you can also remember this thing, W equal to work done equal to change in potential energy. Work done equal to change in potential energy. Change in potential energy means final minus initial. That means U2 minus U1. This is U2, okay, at R2, U1 at R1. So U2, this is the engineer formula that you all know now. So U2 means you will get minus GMM by R2 minus GMM by R1. Clear? So we will get this kind of thing, that work done equal to, if we take GMM common, okay, then 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Okay, if R2, now suppose R2 is greater than R1, that means that object is going away from this object of mass small m is going away from the capital M. That means R2 is greater than R1, suppose. Okay, then check R2 is greater than R1 means this is greater, this value will be smaller, this value will be bigger. That means you will get positive work done. Okay, so if R2 is greater than R1, final position is away from the initial position. That means you will get work done positive. Positive work done means what? We have to do that work to take that object away from this mass capital M. Clear? We have to do this work. W greater than W is positive. That means we have to do that work. This is negative. That means here that planet is doing work. We are not doing any work. Okay. Here W positive. That means we have to do that work to take that object from a near position to far position. Okay. Suppose you want to send that object to infinity again. Okay. You want to send this object to infinity again. That means you have to do this amount of work done. W equal to plus Gmm by U. Okay. W equal to U2 minus U1. U2 is 0. Okay. To infinity means U2 0. And U1 is this. Minus minus plus. So W equal to plus Gmm by R. That means this amount of work done we have to do on that object so that the object goes to infinity. Clear? So this point is very important. This point is very important. And now we will use this point to find that potential energy when height of any object or any point from the surface of earth is very small. That means h at the top of the building, okay, at a height 10 meter. Which formula will you use? That is potential energy equal to mgh. Okay, so we'll derive that thing. We'll check that thing whether that formula is correct or not. Here for the point to derive that formula is h is very smaller than capital R, that is the radius of earth. Okay, so in this situation we use the formula mgh, right? So we'll see that thing. Now we'll use the same concept, W equal to U2 minus U1. Okay, so I'm erasing. So now gravitational potential energy at a height h, which is very smaller than the radius of earth. Okay, we all know the formula, potential energy formula, U equal to mgh, right? We'll check this formula. M is what? M is the mass of that object which we are taking to that height. Okay, so here we will use that formula. So the initial position is on the surface of earth and the final position is at a height h. Okay, initial position is on the surface of earth, that is at a distance r, and the final position is very smaller height. Okay, this height is small h. Okay, so this is position 1, suppose this is position 2, final position. So here work done will be what? U2 minus U1. So U2 means what? Minus Gmm by, what is the distance of this point, final point from the center of mass, that is capital R plus h, minus Gmm by capital R. Okay, so now take Gmm common, you will get 1 by R minus 1 by R plus h. So here I have told that h is very smaller than R. Okay, so here we will take R common. So Gmm 1 by R minus 1 by R common. Okay, then you will get 1 plus h by R. Clear? Now again take 1 by R common from these two things. So 1 by R common, R comes out. Okay, here you will get 1 and here you will get this thing. Okay, take this quantity in the numerator. The power will be minus 1. So 1 plus h by R to the power minus 1. 1 plus h by R to the power minus 1. Here h is very smaller than R. So we will use that binomial expansion, but we will take only one quantity. Okay, not the higher powers, means square, cube, those things we will not take. Okay, because of this small value, h by R is very smaller than 1. So Gmm by R, then you will get 1 minus 1 this this number minus 1 will be multiplied with plus h by r, so minus h by r. Clear? Other higher quantities we are not taking because of this condition. Okay, now here minus, if we remove the bracket, minus 1 and this quantity will be plus. Okay, 1 cancel out, 1 cancel out, you are getting only h by r, so I am writing this only h by r, h by r. So now I am writing like this, gm by r square, gm by r square into mh. Gm by r square means what? Gm by r square means what? G. So m g h. Are you getting? Are you getting this thing? So when this is true, when this is true, when h is very smaller than r, when this condition is given, then it is true only. Otherwise it is not true. So this work done, this work done again against gravity. We are going against gravity. That means that amount of work done we have to do. So this amount of work done will be stored inside that object as its potential energy, and we are getting it mgh. Clear? Clear? So now, so these are all the formula for two object system. Okay, gravitational potential energy, gravitational force. Okay, all are for two object system. If there are more than two objects, then how will you find the potential energy of that system? So come to that point now. That is also very important. And before that, I am telling the relation between gravitational potential and gravitational potential energy. So the potential energy E equal to minus gmm by r. We can write it like this, minus gm by r into m. That means potential energy equal to gravitational potential at that point into mass of the object. Okay, so the relation we can write that gravitational potential. So the relation we can write that gravitational potential energy, gravitational potential energy is equal to, it is denoted by U, equal to gravitational potential okay, Vp into mass of that object. Which object? Which we are bringing from infinity. So gravitational potential energy equal to gravitational potential into mass of that object. This is the relation between potential energy and potential. Now come to more than two objects. Okay, so here I am taking suppose three objects like this. Okay, I am taking three objects. Its mass is suppose small m, small m2 and m3. The distance between them, this one is suppose r12, this one r13 and this one r23. Okay, here these three objects are taking from infinity closer to any planet. Okay, I am not drawing that planet. I will only find the potential energy of this system. Okay, this system. Okay, this kind of system you can get in space. Okay, so suppose for this system, what will be the gravitational potential energy? So forget about the planet now. Take any one as the planet. This one is planet, suppose. Okay, so how will you do this thing? So here we will not derive, we will understand the concept. Okay, so we know the formula for two objects, right? We know the formula for two objects, so we will use this. Okay, we will use this. So here total potential energy U will be what? So understand, initially three objects are at infinity, so there is no attraction among themselves. First m1 is brought from infinity to this particular position. Okay, it is suppose at any distance from a particular coordinate system. Okay, so when it is coming from infinity, there is no other object, right? So there is no other object means this object, when this object will come from infinity, no potential energy will be stored in this object because it is not entering into any other's gravitational field, right? So no potential energy will be stored in this object. Okay, so no potential energy when we are bringing that mass m1 at this point. Okay, now suppose I am bringing m2. Now m1 is already there. Okay, it is generating a gravitational field around itself. So when I am bringing m2 at this point, then it is entering into the gravitational field of m1. So there you will get some potential energy in that object. So for m2, when we are bringing m2 in the gravitational field of m1, we will get the potential energy minus g m1 m2 by r12, right? Clear? So this is for what? This is for these two systems. We are using only that formula. Okay, two bodies, two system formula. Now we are bringing m3. Now look, when m3 is brought from infinity, is coming to the gravitational field of both m1 and m2. Okay, it is entering into the gravitational field of m1, also in the gravitational field of m2. So here at this point, for this mass m3, we will get the potential energy due to these two masses. Okay, so if I take this one first, this combination, then we will get minus g m1 m3 by r13 and minus g m2 m3 by r23. Clear? So here put a plus sign because at the end we are adding all the potentials. Okay, so look at here carefully. That is, we are only taking the combinations of two masses. Now if we take like this, g m1 m2 by r12, g m2 m3 r23 and g m1 m3 by r13. So here what we are getting? We are getting only the potential due to these three objects when we are taking their combinations. Okay, two combinations. How many combinations? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here I hope you understood that we have to take the combination of two objects. How many combinations we can get? We will write the potential energy formula for each combination. Okay, we will get the answer. Clear? So in this way we have to write. So here we are taking three objects, so we are getting three combinations. If we take four objects, do not think that you will get four combinations. You can get more than four combinations. You have to check that. Okay, you have to check that. So this will be the potential energy for more than two objects. Now I am giving one numerical for four objects. Look at this, how you can solve. So I am erasing this. So keep in mind we have to take all the combinations. So look at here now. This is one system of four masses, each of mass small m, and they are forming a square system. For this system you are asked to find the potential energy of this system. Okay, so how will you find? Here I told that you have to find the combination. Okay, so give name 1, 2, 3, 4, so that you can understand which combinations you are taking, which you are not taking. So potential energy U, first take first bring one mass. All the masses are infinity now. First bring one mass, this mass. No other masses is there, no potential energy will be there for this mass. Okay, now bring 2, then we are getting one combination, so you will get minus g m by distance is L here. Okay, square side L. Now bring m at the position 3. Okay, m at the position 3. Now we are getting two combinations. One is this, another is this. 1, 3, 2, 3. 1, 3, 2, 3. These two objects are already there. Now third object is brought from infinity, so the combination will be 1, 3 and 2, 3. So for 2, 3, you all know that is gmm by L. For 1, 3, what is the distance? For 1, 3, what is the distance? Distance will be L root 2, right? So minus gmm by L root 2. Okay. Now bring fourth object. When we are bringing fourth object, then find the combination. This is one combination, 1 4, 4 3 and 4 2. So plus 1 4 minus g mm. Oh, 1 second. Here all the masses will be small m because these two masses. Okay, small m gmm by L 1 4 4 3 again minus gmm by L and 2 4 again we have to take this distance means L root 2 minus gmm by L root 2. Okay, here we are not getting 4 combinations, 4 objects, 4 combinations. Don't think like that. You have to find the combinations. Okay, then add them. So you will get, look at here how many combinations you are getting. So minus gmm by L, here gmm by L 1 2 3 4. This is 1 2 3 4. So we are getting minus 4 gm square by L. Potential energy gmm by R minus gmm by R, and this one we are getting 1 and 2. So minus 2 gm square by L root 2. Right. So take common. Which part you will take common? Minus gm square by L within bracket 4 plus 2 by root 2. Okay, this will be the potential energy of this system. Okay, clear? Now suppose you are asked to find the potential only at the center of the square. To find the potential, not potential energy, to find the potential. Potential at the center means at this point we will put unit mass. Okay, at this point we will put unit mass. Okay, so the potential at this point, give name, suppose Vp potential at this point will be added only. Okay, potential is scalar, so L will be added. So minus gm by gm unit mass. Okay, so for these 2 points, so gm by this distance, so L root 2 by 2. So you will get root 2 by 2, L by root 2. Okay, so L by root 2 you will get. Okay, fine. So this is for first mass. For second mass you will get the same value because all the distances are same, all the masses are same, right? All the distances are same, masses are same. So you will get all the values same for each masses. So how many masses? 1 2 3 4. So multiply by 4. Clear? So you will get minus gm by L into 8 by root 2. Right? 8 gm by L root 2, or you can write 4 root 2 gm by L minus 4 root 2 gm by L. Clear? So this is the potential at the center. Potential means take unit mass at that point. Okay? Potential means take unit mass at that point, and potential energy means you have to consider both the masses. So in this way we can find the gravitational potential energy of a system containing more than 2 objects. Clear? So this is gravitational potential energy. Next I will tell you about the orbital speed. Okay?